singer and film director there. And she was sexually harassed in the workplace when she was working a corporate 9-to-5 and was inspired to create a feminist storytelling blog called Feminist Wednesday. And she was interviewing women from across New York City, and as she was interviewing these women, she started to meet more and more female entrepreneurs and realized their stories are nowhere to be found. Who are these women? What are the businesses that they're starting? And so she took the mission upon herself to be the storyteller, to tell those stories in documentary form. And she started a Kickstarter campaign in August 2014 to tell those stories. We raised over $100,000 in 30 days. And that was 2.5 years ago. After 2 years of production, we are now moving from a production company to a distribution company. We've been incredibly well received, named on Oprah's Super Soul 100 list, which is a list of 100 global changemakers and consciousness-raising leaders. And we are so proud to be featuring women in our film, from 3D printing manufacturing to fashion to media. And 4 of our 5 main women in the film are women of color. So we really are trying to trailblaze in providing more accurate role models for young girls and women and boys and men of what it can look like to be an entrepreneur and socially disrupting the space.
That's great. And it's, as we were talking earlier today, it's kind of funny to have you on an Ottawa-based panel. The purpose of this panel is to showcase Ottawa talent. In fact, you live in New York City, in Brooklyn?
Yes.
In Brooklyn, but you've got a 613 phone number.
I can't let it go. I was in Ottawa for 9 years. It's like legendary, that 613 number. So yes, you called me today and you were like, strange, I wasn't expecting this to be the number.
Yeah, that was so weird.
I can't let it go. Tennis has got me hooked.
And that's it. You're not going to give it up. You're on a great plan.
It's not that great.
No, it's not that great. Is there anyone that can offer a better plan? Is there
The U.S.
The U.S. Okay, this is Komal's fiance, by the way. She did attend Carleton University in the journalism program. We got that in common.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Tell me how you met your documentary film partner. I think there's a little bit of a story behind that. You were kind of down and out a little bit, and you bump into her. And
yeah, I was actually an email in my inbox. So her Kickstarter campaign was launched in August 2014, as I mentioned. And about 24 days into the campaign, she had raised about $30,000 of her goal of $57,000. She was freaking out, not really sure if she was going to meet her goal, and then an email landed in her inbox from a woman named Marie Fore, who is an online business coach and has a weekly YouTube series that she puts out for female entrepreneurs to support them. And she emails regularly on a Tuesday, but this time she emailed on a Friday. So I opened my email right away, and it was a call to action for this Kickstarter campaign. And so as soon as I saw the call to action on the screen, I started my company when I was 23. I felt really isolated. There weren't a lot of people I could talk to or engage with in Ottawa, my age, who were also starting companies that were women. So I saw Erin's Kickstarter campaign and I was hooked. I was like, I need to help this woman. I need to put all my strength and power behind this. So I offered to invest in the Kickstarter documentary. A couple $1,000s that I had from Co-Media in our first year of operation, offered her camera equipment and just basically stalked her until she said yes.
Awesome. If I remember the story, that was your last $20,000 in your bank account. You handed it over to her.
Indeed.
And said, "Go make the documentary."
And she said, "You have to come with me." So I said, "All right."
Yeah.
Moved to Brooklyn about a year later.
So I'm sure there's people in the audience going, I know you're screening at the White House. That's unbelievable, by the way. Where can people see this documentary?
Absolutely. So we are, as I mentioned, moving from production company to distribution company. So a big part of our mantra is we're telling the stories of female entrepreneurs, but we ourselves have now started an incredibly successful distribution startup. So we are self-distributing the film. People can reach out to us and host screenings of the film in their corporate offices, living rooms, public screenings. We offer screenings licenses for that. In the past 4 months, we've actually made over $80,000, which is incredible for an independent film to begin in that way. We continue to hope to scale that to $1 million over the next year and a half and have 1,000 global screenings of the film. So far, we've had about 100 booked in 8 different countries. So this is a story that's time has come, and we're so proud to be part of that movement to bring more women to the screen.
So if someone in this room is interested in screening, how do they do that?
You can visit us at dreamgirlfilm.com/host. And you can book a living room screening, so you can host it in your living room. We're also looking for corporate partners to take us on or help support our global tour. So we have toured across the US so far. We had an event with Sophie Gregoire-Trudeau on Tuesday. That was phenomenal here in Ottawa. And I'm continuing to Waterloo tomorrow, which is why I'm flying out today, and Toronto on Monday at the TIFF Bell Lightbox. So we're looking for partners to help bring us across North America and then the world.
That's so cool. So let's bring that back to the theme, disruptive entrepreneurship. So it sounds like there is some disruptive entrepreneurship happening in Dream Girl. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I think one of the main that I'll bring up after Valerie's conversation around 3D printing is Annie Wang. She's actually an entrepreneur from Kingston, born originally in Shanghai, moved to Kingston, Ontario, raised here, and now lives in New York City. And she was at Wharton Business School when her and her business partner decided to look at the concepts around 3D printing and apply it to large-scale manufacturing, industrial manufacturing. So they were like, what would happen if oil rigs could print parts on demand on site? And so that's how Sentinel started, and now it's been incredibly successful in the additive manufacturing space and has scaled incredibly, and that's one of the entrepreneurs that we've showcased in the film. And she's an Asian Canadian young woman, and she talks a lot about the sexual harassment and just basically not being seen that she's experienced in the tech industry and tech side of things. Her co-founder is male, and anytime they go to a conference where they are talking about it, she has more technical knowledge, but is often completely overlooked in conversations. Even when she's giving the answers that people are asking her, they're still looking at him for answers. So these are conversations that women need more space to have, to feel seen, to just know that it's not just them who's going through these experiences, but also for male colleagues to know that there's a little bit of a subconscious bias here that we all need to work on as we progress forward.
So that flight is ticking, ticking, ticking. So I can ask you one last question, and then you can stay or you can go. It's really up to you at that point.
Thank you guys for also letting this shift of things happen.
Yeah. I'm going to see if they're still awake in a minute. So I wanted to end off with kind of a funny anecdote. So if I've got this straight, you as you indicated are on Oprah's, give it to me again, the Super Soul 100. Super Soul 100. But in fact, your first encounter with Oprah was in Canada. So, and I think the anecdote is really exemplifies kind of your drive and your spirit. So tell us how you got to meet Oprah at, I don't think it was called Canadian Tire Centre then, but at the hockey arena down the road.
Yes, absolutely. So I lived in Toronto at the time, and when I heard that Oprah was coming to our neck of the woods, I was like, there's no way Oprah's coming to Ottawa and I'm not going to meet her. So I called Mitch, and I mostly talked at him on the phone while I was brainstorming, and I was writing in my notepad, and I was like, okay, just figure out who the production company is who's bringing her tour to Canada, pitch them, see, there's gotta be a meet and greet, there's no way Oprah's gonna speak without a meet and greet, so there's gotta be something going on. And then I was like, okay, Mitch, I'm gonna go find the information, I'll call you later, bye. No response from him. So I did my journalistic background that we were so well taught at Carleton is really a form of really in-depth research, aka stalking, which is also how I got to Aaron. So I found the contact information for the Calgary, the founder of the Calgary production company that was bringing Oprah's tour to Canada. And they had trouble getting their company off the ground. They wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger to come to Canada, but he kept saying no. So until they got an email from one of his team members actually saying no and having a phone number in the signature of the email, that founder was like, that was the worst mistake that Arnold's people did, because then we just incessantly called. And they got Arnold to come to Canada. So I knew they'd like this tenacity. So I found his phone number online, gave him a call, cold called him, and I said, hi, my name's Komal, you're gonna help me meet Oprah. And after a couple minute spiel, after I asked if he had time to chat, he said to me, not just anyone can meet Oprah, but I'm going to get you a ticket to the meet and greet. So when I met her, I had 30 seconds, and I thought, what can someone say to Oprah that's memorable? This was more about an achievement that I wanted to make more than Oprah remembering me ever. But I said to her, we're going to meet many times in our life, and we're going to work together one day, and I just wanted to say hello. And then fast forward 2 years, and I got to meet her in LA again this year, but as an acknowledgement for the work that we're doing. So it was truly incredible.
Round of applause for Komal Minhas. I know, not too bad, eh? And seriously, you gotta go.
Yeah, I've got about 20 minutes, so
okay.
I actually
you can hang around.
I was saying,
we'll ignore you now. In all fairness, we got everybody else. Yeah, so you're not gonna get any more. No, maybe you get another question. So Rick, let's start off on your end again, and